If you think only AAA games are truly worth your time, it's time to reconsider that idea. Let's talk about 20 titles that, despite not having the massive budgets of major releases, have outshined many of those big games in terms of quality, innovation, and sheer fun. You'll be surprised at how some games can be true masterpieces without relying on huge productions and colossal investments. This is Jack speaking, and if you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel. I bring you daily content, so you never miss a single detail from the world of gaming. And if you could subscribe to help me grow, I'd really appreciate it. From one gamer to another. To start, we have Still Wakes the Deep, a game that immerses you in an atmosphere of pure suspense. With breathtaking graphics and a narrative that grips you from start to finish, it stands out by creating a constant sense of tension. You're placed in situations where silence becomes your true enemy, while the environment transforms into a labyrinth of mysteries. It's impossible not to feel like you're inside a psychological horror film as you explore this dark universe. The gameplay is one of the highlights. It combines exploration with intense action moments while maintaining careful attention to the setting, making every step within the game world feel like a weighty decision. The fluid controls and environmental interaction provide a sense of realism that many bigger games struggle to achieve. The story's unfolding surprises you with twists that catch you off guard, keeping you glued to your seat for hours. The visual and sound details create a fully immersive experience for anyone seeking something truly engaging. From the ambient sounds to the dark soundtrack, every element feels carefully crafted to heighten attention. This attention to the atmosphere makes you feel truly immersed in the unfolding events, turning the gameplay into an unforgettable journey. Next up, we have Metal Hellsinger, a game that blends frenetic action with a brutal metal soundtrack, creating a unique combination. The player is thrown into a vibrant hell where the rhythm of the music dictates the pace of combat. The synchronization between the beat and your attacks delivers a constant sense of adrenaline, something few games manage to replicate with such precision. The graphics match this intensity, offering chaotic environments and characters brimming with personality. The core mechanic here is rhythm-based combat. For each attack and movement, following the rhythm of the music improves your performance and lets you take down enemies more efficiently, making you truly feel the beat and become part of the action. The way everything flows together is what makes the gameplay so captivating and hard to put down. The game doesn't disappoint when it comes to challenge either. As you progress, the difficulty increases, demanding precise strikes and sharp timing. For action game fans who love a good soundtrack, this is undoubtedly one of the best examples of how these two elements can complement each other perfectly. The rhythm turns every battle into a true dance of destruction. In third place, we have Bright Memory Infinite, a game that impresses with its mix of frantic action and incredibly detailed graphics. From the very first moment, you're thrown into a world that blends sci-fi with traditional elements, offering fast-paced and intense combat. The combination of firearms and melee combat creates a dynamic flow, allowing you to switch between powerful attacks and evasive maneuvers in a split second. The gameplay is fast and responsive, letting the player pull off acrobatic moves while taking out hordes of enemies. The ability to use both long-range weapons and special abilities makes every battle feel unique, forcing the player to think on their feet and adapt to different situations. The graphics don't fall short either, with lush environments and stunning visual effects that deepen the sense of immersion. Another highlight is the fast-paced combat, which keeps you engaged at all times. The progression system gives a sense of growth, allowing you to unlock new abilities and refine your playstyle. It's a game that demands quick reflexes and constantly rewards those looking for intense challenges and electrifying battles. In fourth place, we have Jagged Alliance 3, a game that combines tactics and strategy in a world full of challenges. With a turn-based combat system, it forces players to think strategically about every move, making decisions that could define the outcome of a mission. The detailed map and variety of weapons ensure that each battle is a new opportunity to explore different tactics and approaches. The gameplay is a true lesson in strategy, where every step counts and a single mistake can be fatal. The team management system is one of the game's highlights, allowing you to customize mercenaries according to your preferred combat style. The choices you make during and outside of missions have direct consequences, keeping the player constantly engaged. This mix of planning and execution continually challenges the player. Even without ultra-realistic graphics, the game stands out for its balance between strategic depth and fun. Every mission presents a new set of variables that require creative solutions. This dynamism ensures that each playthrough offers something different, keeping your interest alive at every turn. In fifth place, we have Lies of P, a game that stands out with its dark and challenging approach. Inspired by a classic children's tale, it delivers a deep and captivating narrative set in a dystopian world that blends fantasy with steampunk elements. The game's visuals are striking, with detailed environments that perfectly complement the heavy and mysterious tone of the story. The gameplay features a challenging combat system, where every strike must be well calculated. Players need precision and quick reflexes, as each encounter with enemies demands full attention. The combat, marked by intense duels, resembles other action games where the focus is on strategy and reflexes, making every battle a true test of skill. The visual design of enemies and environments creates an immersive atmosphere that makes you want to explore every corner of this dark world. The balance between difficulty and reward is well-tuned, providing a sense of accomplishment with each victory. This is a game that masterfully captivates players with its depth and difficulty. In sixth place, we have Control, a game that shines with its intriguing narrative and surreal atmosphere. Set in a mysterious government building, it offers an impressive visual experience, with environments that defy logic and surprise you with every new room discovered. The story, full of supernatural elements, keeps you hooked with its mysteries and unanswered questions, ensuring complete immersion. The gameplay stands out with a dynamic combat system, where the player has access to telekinetic abilities that make battles truly unique. In addition to using firearms, you can manipulate objects in the environment and hurl them at enemies, creating a fast-paced, strategic combat flow. This balance between action and special powers gives you a feeling of total control, as if you could bend the world around you to your will. The graphics and environmental physics add an extra layer of realism, with walls disintegrating and objects floating in the chaos of battle. The heavy atmosphere and unsettling sounds contribute to the sense of discomfort the game seeks to evoke. A true visual and narrative masterpiece, Control is the kind of game that leaves you thinking long after the screen fades. In seventh place, we have Firewatch, a game that enchants with its emotional narrative and stunning visuals. Set in a vast forest, it puts you in the shoes of a fire lookout, where the solitude and surrounding mysteries create a unique atmosphere. The story unfolds in a personal, intimate way, with well-crafted dialogues that explore themes such as isolation, human relationships, and mystery. The gameplay focuses on exploration and interaction with the environment, offering a more contemplative experience. The player spends much of their time walking through the forest, solving small puzzles, and communicating via radio, which becomes one of the biggest sources of immersion. The interaction with the environment is smooth, allowing the player to truly feel part of the world, observing changes in weather and the sunset, which all add to the game's immersive atmosphere. The minimalist yet charming visuals make every scene feel like a moving painting, with vibrant colors and breathtaking landscapes. The subtle soundtrack perfectly matches the game's pace, creating a serene environment with a constant undercurrent of tension. All these elements combined turn the journey into much more than just solving mysteries, transforming each step into a deep reflection. In eighth place, we have Robocop Rogue City, a game that brings back the iconic cyber police officer in an action-packed adventure. The futuristic setting and faithful recreation of the Robocop universe transport the player straight into the chaotic, crime-ridden streets of a dystopian Detroit. The attention to detail in the visuals successfully conveys both the grim tone and the impact of the combat. The combat system is one of the game's highlights, featuring intense shootouts and the ability to use the protagonist's cybernetic skills to disarm and take down enemies. The gameplay mechanics blend explosive action with more strategic moments, where every battlefield decision can be the difference between dominating the situation or being overwhelmed. The feeling of being a robotic vigilante is palpable, especially with the heavy sound of weapons and the visual effects of the damage caused by your shots. The narrative, packed with tension and ethical dilemmas, unfolds through twists and constant threats. This balance between action and storytelling keeps the player connected to the plot, while also allowing you to explore the destructive capabilities of the character. A worthy return for a cinema classic in game form, delivering exactly what fans expect. In ninth place, we have Bramble the Mountain King, a game that impresses with its dark fairy tale aesthetic. Set in a magical world, it invites players to explore breathtaking yet eerie landscapes. The game's visuals stand out, creating a stark contrast between the beauty of the environments and the hidden terror lurking around every corner, making each new area feel like a mix of wonder and dread. The gameplay blends platforming and exploration with puzzle-solving moments, where quick thinking is essential to overcome challenges. The engaging and mysterious narrative unfolds smoothly, leading players on a journey filled with fantastic creatures and dangers waiting in the shadows. The progression system keeps the pacing steady, with each new discovery adding a layer of mystery that compels you to keep playing. The game's standout feature is its ability to balance moments of tranquility and contemplation with peaks of tension and adrenaline. Every element seems carefully crafted to ensure complete immersion in this dark and fascinating universe. In 10th place, we have the Talos Principle 2, a game that elevates the puzzle genre to new heights, challenging the player's mind with complex puzzles in a philosophical and futuristic world. The setting is one of the game's main attractions, blending classical architecture with advanced technology to create environments that evoke both curiosity and a sense of grandeur. The game not only challenges your logic, but also prompts reflection on deep themes like consciousness, identity, and the nature of existence. The gameplay revolves around solving intricate puzzles, where the player must manipulate elements in the environment to unlock new areas and progress through the story. The puzzle mechanics are easy to grasp, but as the game progresses, the solutions become more complex, requiring high-level reasoning. The feeling of accomplishment after solving a challenging puzzle is deeply satisfying, driving you to continue exploring and seeking answers to the world's mysteries. The visual style and soundtrack contribute to a contemplative, almost meditative atmosphere, allowing players to lose themselves for hours while unraveling each mystery. The philosophical depth of the storyline, combined with solid gameplay, makes this one of the most memorable games in the genre, providing an intellectual and sensory experience that lingers long after playing. In 11th place, we have Remnant from the Ashes, a game that blends intense action with RPG elements, creating a unique cooperative experience. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, players are challenged to face hordes of powerful enemies while exploring environments filled with secrets and dangers. The visuals are striking, with varied settings ranging from ruined cities to menacing forests, each with its own challenges. The gameplay is one of the game's strongest points, featuring fluid, intense combat. The third-person shooting mechanics are enhanced by special abilities and customizable weapons, allowing players to adapt their playstyle according to the threats they encounter. The difficulty level is high, with enemies that require precision and strategy, especially during battles with massive, imposing bosses. Playing cooperatively with friends heightens the enjoyment, making the battles more tactical and coordinated. The progression system is well constructed, offering constant rewards that keep players motivated to push forward. The replay value is high, as the maps and enemies reconfigure with each new playthrough, ensuring that no two runs are the same. For those who enjoy challenging and intense games, this is undoubtedly an excellent choice that will hold your attention for hours. Continuing on, we have Chernobylite in 12th place, a game that blends survival and horror elements with a captivating story set in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Players assume the role of a scientist returning to the area in search of answers and to confront their past, all while exploring a post-apocalyptic setting rich in detail and mystery. The dark and oppressive atmosphere, along with realistic graphics, creates a constant sense of tension as you advance through the narrative. The gameplay combines exploration, combat, and resource management. Players must make strategic decisions to survive, whether facing human enemies or mutated monsters, while gathering materials to build and upgrade their base. Each mission has consequences that affect the story and future outcomes, adding depth to the gameplay. The tension of entering contaminated areas and the possibility of unexpected encounters keep the experience unpredictable. The detailed visuals of the exclusion zone, with its devastated landscapes and abandoned structures, are impactful and contribute to a powerful sense of immersion. The balance between combat and exploration keeps the pacing fluid, while the story unfolds with unexpected twists. For fans of survival horror and environments filled with mystery, this game is a worthy adventure to explore. In 13th place, we have Outer Wilds, a game that mixes exploration and mystery in a surprising universe. The premise revolves around the constant repetition of cycles, where players must uncover the secrets of a solar system on the brink of destruction. The visuals are enchanting, with unique planets full of character, and the freedom of exploration is one of its greatest strengths, offering a different experience with each new cycle. The gameplay is centered around exploration and puzzle solving, where curiosity is key to progressing. There are no definitive guides or maps, so players must pay attention to every detail, as each planet reveals a piece of the story. The physics of flight and gravity mechanics are unique elements that directly influence how you move and interact with the environments. The sense of discovery with each new revelation is what makes the game so captivating. The 22-minute cycle creates a sense of urgency, but also fascination, as things can change quickly. The soothing soundtrack complements the atmosphere of mystery and contemplation, making the journey not only challenging, but also deeply immersive. For those who enjoy getting lost in a universe filled with questions, Outer Wilds delivers an unforgettable experience. In 14th place, we have Disco Elysium, a game that redefines the RPG genre with rare narrative depth. The focus isn't on intense combat, but rather on choices and the consequences of every conversation. Players take on the role of a detective tasked with solving a mystery while grappling with their own internal dilemmas in a decaying world. The distinct visual style and sharp writing guarantee an immersive game full of unexpected twists. The gameplay is heavily based on dialogue and decision-making. Every conversation can completely alter the course of the story, and the character's skills influence how you interact with the world around you. Instead of traditional battles, the game offers moral and social dilemmas, allowing players to explore the complexities of their own personality and the people they encounter. This unique approach makes every session different and full of surprises. The skill and attribute system is innovative, allowing for deep customization of the protagonist, enabling players to shape their personality in unusual ways. The interactions are rich and multifaceted, making each playthrough a new discovery. It's a game that goes far beyond the conventional, offering complete immersion in a world that challenges the player intellectually. In 15th place, we have Lost in Random, a game that stands out for its unique aesthetic and creative mechanics. Set in a dark world inspired by fairy tales and Tim Burton stories, players are immersed in a journey where chance, and luck play a fundamental role. The artistically detailed environments create an engaging atmosphere that captures attention from the very start. The gameplay combines combat and strategy, where a magical die dictates the outcome of battles. The card-based system, allowing players to summon powers and special abilities, adds a layer of unpredictability and challenge, forcing constant tactical adaptation. This balance between action and luck makes every battle unique, as players navigate a world that reacts to chance. The distinctive visuals and quirky character designs contribute to an atmosphere full of charm and mystery. The captivating narrative, combined with the innovative battle mechanics, makes this one of the most creative games in the genre, delivering moments of surprise in every new combat encounter. Next up, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance in 16th place, a game that sets itself apart with its realistic and historical approach to the RPG genre. Set in the Holy Roman Empire, it places players in an authentic medieval world, without magic or fantastical creatures, but full of rich historical details. The recreation of landscapes, villages, and castles from the era is stunning, transporting players directly to the 15th century. The gameplay focuses on realism, from the combat system to social interactions. Players must master a challenging melee combat system, based on realistic physics, where timing and precision are key. Beyond the battles, interacting with NPCs and making decisions affect the unfolding of the story, creating a dynamic world full of consequences. Immersion is heightened by the attention to detail and the challenge the game offers. The progression system also follows a realistic path, without magical powers or over-the-top abilities, but rather a gradual development of the character as you practice skills. This commitment to realism, combined with narrative depth and detailed graphics, makes this RPG a masterpiece for those seeking something different in the genre. In 17th place, we have Atomic Heart, a game set in a retro-futuristic world that combines sci-fi and Soviet aesthetics, creating a visually unique universe. Players are immersed in a scientific facility where robots and advanced technology mix with nostalgic environments, resulting in an unpredictable and mysterious setting. The attention to visual detail makes the world feel alive and dynamic, with enemies ranging from terrifying machines to intense combat sequences. The gameplay blends first-person shooting with special abilities, allowing players to use firearms combined with telekinetic powers to face threats. The fast-paced battles, along with the variety of enemies, keep adrenaline levels high, requiring quick reflexes and strategy to survive. The open world, filled with secrets and zones to explore, ensures there's always something new to discover. The stylized visuals, inspired by a distorted Soviet aesthetic, create a unique and immersive atmosphere. Every part of the setting tells a story, with environments ranging from futuristic laboratories to devastated landscapes. This mix of exploration, intense combat, and an intriguing narrative makes this game a must-play for fans of sci-fi and action. Next, we have Call of Juarez Gunslinger, a game that brings the fast-paced action of the Wild West to life in a fun and engaging way. With a cel-shaded graphic style reminiscent of comic books, it blends interactive storytelling with quick and dynamic combat. Players take on the role of a gunslinger seeking revenge, with each mission offering unique challenges in typical Western environments. The gameplay is simple and intuitive, yet highly rewarding. The first-person shooting mechanics are fast-paced, and the bullet time system adds a strategic layer to combat, allowing players to slow down time for precise shots. The progression system offers skill upgrades that make each duel more exciting and satisfying, with a pace that keeps players in control of the action. The highlight of the game is its creative storytelling, with the protagonist narrating his own exaggerated and twist-filled story, adding humor and unpredictability. This mix of rapid action and captivating narrative makes it one of the best in the Western genre, delivering unique and entertaining moments for any action game fan. Next up is another Crab's Treasure, a game that combines creativity and challenge in a colorful, lively underwater world. Inspired by Souls-like games, it puts players in control of a crab who uses items found on the ocean floor to protect itself and fight enemies. The premise is unusual, but the execution is surprisingly engaging, with vibrant settings and captivating combat mechanics. The gameplay focuses on precise combat, where players must learn enemy patterns and use the environment to their advantage. The mechanic of using shells and other objects from the seabed as armor brings an interesting strategic element, requiring players to carefully choose their gear before each battle. Boss fights, in particular, offer memorable and rewarding challenges. The colorful visuals and fluid animation make this game a charming adventure, with an underwater world full of secrets to explore. The combination of high difficulty and a charming aesthetic creates an interesting contrast, making the game both accessible and challenging. For those who enjoy a creative twist on the Souls-like genre, this underwater adventure stands out as something truly unique. In 20th place, we have Shadow Warrior 3, a game that delivers fast-paced action with plenty of humor and stylish combat. It throws players into frenetic scenarios filled with enemies to defeat in creative and brutal ways. The game's vibrant aesthetic, with colorful and detailed graphics, adds to the sense of chaos and constant adrenaline. Each level is an explosion of colors and action, making the gameplay visually striking. The gameplay is fast and fluid, with a combat system that blends firearms and melee combat. Players have access to a variety of weapons and abilities, making each battle an opportunity to experiment with different attack combinations. The frenetic pace and responsive controls make each fight intense, but always fun, reminiscent of classic first-person shooters. The game's humor also stands out, with quick dialogue and jokes that pop up during the action, breaking the tension and keeping the gameplay light and enjoyable. For those looking for an action-packed shooter full of personality and adrenaline-filled moments, this is a must-play that guarantees hours of fun. Which of these games were you not familiar with, but caught your attention? Have you played any from this list? Is there a game that's missing that you think deserves a spot here? Share your thoughts and experiences with us. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Play Hunters channel to keep discovering more amazing games. Be sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates in the gaming world. Let's explore the best games together, and make sure you're always in the loop about upcoming releases. I'm leaving a link to another video featuring 20 games that are worth every penny. Just click to watch, and I'm sure you'll find a hidden gem from the gaming world that you didn't know about.